All right, guys. I just want to let you guys know. I do appreciate the fact that you guys are leaving comments and watching my videos. I haven't posted in several months, so for anyone who's like leaving comments and liking the videos, I do appreciate that you guys still take the time to watch my videos, even though I've been really inconsistent in when it comes to uploading videos. But now on to the video. Michael Benson, he's a writer, I believe, from Talksport. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen Talksport or have been to like that website. They talk about boxing a lot. I've made several videos where I've reported on things that were said in Talksport's autographs or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, Michael Benson posted this photo of Andy Ruiz Jr. and how he basically looks currently. And he posted, and as you can see, he says, look at the difference between Andy Ruiz back in 2019 and now he currently looks. And as you can see, Andy Ruiz looks like he lost a bunch of weight. He looks in better shape. Obviously, he looks a lot slimmer. So that to me is a good thing because that means that Andy Ruiz has obviously been training hard to lose that weight, because obviously in Andy Ruiz's last fight when he fought Anthony Joshua, like one of my biggest criticism of that fight was the fact that he showed up against Anthony Joshua out of shape. Like obviously he's always going to be like a guy who's out of shape because he would have to like lose tremendous amount of weight in order to get himself like shredded per se, right? So he's always going to have like that type of physique because he's a heavyweight. So he has to like stay around a certain weight. But when he fought Joshua in that rematch, he came in 15 pounds heavier than he was in the first fight. He was like 283 in the rematch. And I remember I didn't like that. I was like, why would you come into the rematch heavier and not train as hard for the rematch than in the first fight? This is the biggest fight of your career. If you beat Anthony Joshua, you're going to have so much money coming your way. So I did not like that he came into that fight out of shape. And he admitted after the fight that he wasn't training as hard, right? And it showed. Now, that was one of like my criticism of him. And a lot of people, I remember at the time, a lot of people were disappointed in Andy Ruiz Jr. They felt let down. They felt like he didn't show up against Joshua in that rematch. And I was one of those people. I felt like he should have taken it seriously and came in shape. Now, just because even if he would have come in shape, he probably still would have lost because Joshua's style that he implemented against Andy Ruiz would have still given him trouble. But it would have helped out Andy Ruiz because it would have made him lighter on his feet. And I'm pretty sure carrying that extra 15 pounds that he was carrying of fat in that rematch did not help him out in the slightest, right? It just made him slower. And it made it more difficult for him to cut the ring off against Joshua. So I'm glad that he's training. I always like it when I see fighters who have a history of, being out of shape come in shape. Like guys like Dillian White is a guy who sometimes you see him in a fight and he looks fat. Like he looks like he's fat. But then you see him in his next fight and he's in shape. He's in a lot better shape. Or obviously Tyson Fury is another one of those guys where, sometimes he looks fat and then sometimes he looks in better shape. So I always like it when I see a guy come in better shape because that lets me know that he's been training and he's been taking his conditioning serious. And because you need to take your conditioning serious in boxing. You need to have the energy and the endurance to go 12 rounds because you're not going to just knock out everybody in the first round. So I'm just waiting to see how he looks when he fights the next time he fights. Whoever it is, I don't care if it's a bum. I just want to see if him being in better shape, if it helps him. It should help him out because he'll be lighter on his feet. And a lot of people look at Andy Ruiz as like a one-hit wonder, right? They're like, okay, he beat Joshua, and that's probably all he's ever going to accomplish, right? So I'm pretty sure Andy Ruiz wants to like prove those doubters wrong, and he's young. He's only like 31 years old, so he still has time to come back and maybe try to fight for a championship belt again in the future. But obviously, first he has to like build himself back up. So what do you guys think of Andy Ruiz's weight loss transformation? Or, yeah, because he's lost a few pounds. What do you guys think? And are you guys excited to see him back? I definitely want to see him back again. I want to see him redeem himself. I like it when a fighter comes back and redeem themselves after losing a fight. I feel the same way about Deontay Wilder. I want to see him come back, even though people don't like Wilder. I want to see him. I like Wilder. I want to see him come back. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it, and let me know your opinions on Andy Ruiz weight loss.